What's going on, everybody? Welcome again to my YouTube channel. Welcome to County 001. So in today's video, I am at a place known as the Buxton. The Buxton, you can see from the back, these are some of the beautiful houses that have changed Mombasa's skyline. Now in today's video, I would like us to check a quick tour of the Mombasa Malindi highway. This is the Buxton area, and to the left, those are the Buxton Point houses. So at this junction, this is where we officially start our drive. Remember, in today's video, it is going to be exclusive. Why am I saying so? Exclusive means this is where phase one started all the way to Mtwapa, because I've seen other people that are starting the video where the construction is already at. But in today's video, I'm just showing you where Nyali Bridge is, and that is where the North Coast starts. I mean, that is when you have already exited the island. So what you're seeing right ahead is a house. I don't know the history to that house, but somebody tell me that house has been like that for quite some time. So we are just now crossing the Nyali Bridge right here in Mombasa, or rather the County 001. Now to that side, that is Tudor. Is it Tudor with a T or Tudor with a CHU? Somebody let me know in the comment section below. So to the right, that is the building talking about. It has been like that for quite some time. Now, as I said, this video is a bit exclusive. You have to be patient with me, because some of the time most people want to see where the whole thing starts. And remember, it starts from the Nyali Bridge all the way to Malindi. Yeah. So the other part, let me say, like the part of Mtwapa to Kilifi, I think I have done a video about that road, and that is not a dual carriageway. And my question for today, I'm like, okay, I thought this road all the way from the Nyali Bridge was supposed to be a dual carriageway. What happens from Mtwapa, or rather, what happened from Mtwapa all the way up? Because on the other side, it is not a dual carriageway. Anyway, that's a story for another day, but if you have an answer, you can tell me. So this is at a place called Lights. One of the places you really need to be careful with your phone, because you got those guys, the bad guys on border borders, you know, they can just go with your phone. And then there's a Kongowea market here. I'm told when this road will be, like when these guys are going to touch this area, the Kongowea market, the Mombasa County government, I'm not so sure about all this, they have allocated land because the Kongowea market is touching the main road, and I think most of these guys you are seeing are going to get really affected. Now you see, those are the police, the GSU, the army cars and all that. On this day I'm doing this video, the president is actually in Mombasa today, being the 17th of September 2025. President Ruto is in Mombasa to commission, is it commission or to launch, whichever, that is the railway line. Remember, whenever you'll be coming now from Nairobi to Miritini SGR, you will definitely jump into an MGR, going to pay 50 Kenya shillings, and then you are going to get into Mombasa, somewhere called Ganjoni. But then guys, somebody was telling me that that place is not Ganjoni, and that one really confuses me. Let me know in the comment section below what you think about that. So that is the best part of it, and I'm really worried for the guys, let me say the PSV guys, like the taxi guys who used to get passengers from SGR Meritini into Mombasa. My question is, are they going to lose out? Somehow yes, somehow no, because the moment someone will alight at the MGR station, this is in Mombasa CBD, this person might just still get into the taxi, although the price might be a bit lower because of the distance. The distance has been shortened, okay? So that is one of the good things that has happened in Mombasa, and that is why I said the president was here just to ensure that thing starts working, okay? And then we got this project, and it has taken quite some time it has taken quite some time. And I think one of the reasons we're having the challenge, it's just about, Mombasa in itself, it's a flat area, so the drainage system can also be a messy thing. And when it comes to land compensation, there are some people that have to be removed from the lane, or rather where the road is gonna pass. So those are just some of the challenges that are facing these people. But I think for now, I think the process of just ensuring guys get their compensation and all that is going on. But the construction itself, and I said from the word go, you have to be patient with me, because we are going to work step by step with you, because I really want you to know how, or rather see how the road looks like from the Nyali Bridge all the way to Mtwapa. But then remember, Mtwapa, it's within Kilifi County, and before you cross the bridge, that is in Mombasa. Now, this is at a place called VOK, Voice of Kenya. I think many years back, Voice of Kenya, or rather the KBC of today, used to have a station right here. Now, you can pay attention to your right. You can see there's a construction that is going on. That is the Boma Yangu houses, what the government calls affordable houses. And as I said, the president is in town. I think as of now, he's at the railway station in Mombasa CBD, and then he's coming to launch this place. I'm just hoping by the time I come back from this video, he will either be inside or left, because sometimes these guys, whenever they're in town, they cause a lot of traffic. So guys, pray for me. Sometimes we wouldn't just like to be stuck in traffic for quite some time. It is quite irritating. And remember, Mombasa itself, it can be, or rather it is usually a hot place. Even if it's raining and you lock yourself in your car, it is just too hot. So that is something you wouldn't want, like you've been blocked, you can't proceed to wherever you are going to, because the president is either about to come or the president is just about to do what? Leave. Remember, Mombasa, it is the second largest city in Kenya, so expect much traffic. Now, in this area, I know somebody might be like, okay, then why is it looking like this? I mean, Mombasa for quite some time, or rather the coast for quite some time, personally, I do say has been left behind for quite some time. And with the constructions of the road, the construction of the Boma Yangu houses, the railway line, and the new, let me say, the real estate, actually it's booming in Mombasa, or rather the coast region in general. So some of these things are going to change how Mombasa looks. Just give Mombasa, rather the coast region. One thing that really confuses people, and you can even tell, I'm also still used to the Mombasa. Some people just think, okay, Mombasa, it is now the entire coastal region. Whenever we got into the time we got into our new constitution, we have now counties, 47 counties, Nairobi County 47, Mombasa County 001, and then we got Kilifi County, we got Kwale County. So whenever you are coming to the coast, you be specific, you are going to Mombasa, because Mombasa, like the way we are driving onto this road, the moment we cross the Mtwapa Creek, the Mtwapa Creek or the Mtwapa Bridge, that is the end of the Mombasa. Now you are entering Kilifi County, and then you'll go to Lamu and other counties on the other side. All right, so let us have a little break before we proceed. last time I checked on this project about 5 to 6 months ago, they were not at this particular point. They were right at the Nyali junction, or rather the Links Road at the Nyali junction. But right now you can at least tell they have slowly moved, or rather getting into Bombolulu. Now the dwelling of the 13.5 kilometer Mombasa Mtwapa Road, as of today, it is progressing steadily and remains on schedule despite earlier setbacks. That is what they say. They're not my words. The setbacks related to land acquisition funded by the African Development Bank, the European Union, and the government of Kenya at a cost of 7.5 billion shillings. Now the project, they say, again, not my words, it's currently at 42% completed, expected to enhance regional connectivity, boost trade, and stimulate tourism. Remember this road, if you're going to drive all the way to Malindi, you can also, with the road that is being constructed on the other side of Tanzania, the Bagamoyo area, you can still enter Tanzania from Malindi, which is a good thing, and that is why they say it will enhance regional connectivity, okay? The scope of work includes the construction of a dual carriageway with 4 lanes, service roads, and also 6 grade separated junction. And also you're going to see them right ahead. This is as of 5 to 6 months ago, okay? And also there's going to be 6-foot bridges in the facilities for non-motorized traffic from Nyali Bridge to the beginning of Mtwapa Bridge. I told you the moment you get to Mtwapa Bridge, you're now entering Kilifi County. You can actually go to my videos and you'll definitely be able to see how that place looks like. I think I did a video from Mtwapa all the way to Kilifi town, okay? So, they say a 12-kilometer trunk drainage system will be built to address flooding. But there is usually a big problem when it rains in Mombasa. There's usually flooding everywhere. Have you seen that? Yani unakaa tu hivi kidogo kidogo maji natokezea kwa gate la nyumba yenu. And you are like, okay, are you going to become a lake or what? So there's usually a problem with the drainage system, and I think that is something they're working on it, because no one would like to be riding on such a beautiful road and then when it rains, it isn't passable. No, okay. If there's another project right here in Mombasa that I would love to see it happen, is what they call the Mombasa Gate Bridge project. Ever heard of that? Yeah. There's the Mombasa Gate Bridge project that was planned to begin after, they say, after loan agreement with the JICA in January 2024, though it was initially set to start in 2021, but faced delays. A tender for consultancy services was published in September 2024, but was terminated. Okay. So far, as of today, I was there, and there are no definitive construction or completion dates. I mean, nothing is happening, but I know for sure guys have been given letters to move or to pay for the construction of the road. And that is why I say it is going to be another game changer in this region of the coast. And that one will mostly benefit guys going to the south coast into Lungalunga, Horohoro border, that is in Tanzania. Okay, so it is just my prayer that something like this, because they say the loan agreement was at 47.8 billion yen. Yeah, that is 53 billion shillings was secured from the Japan agency. Okay, so we continue to wait, because as of now the project has, they say, has experienced setbacks, and start date is not known. So we'll leave it at that. Although they say it is the bridge is designed to significantly ease traffic congestion at the Likoni ferry crossing. Oh my God, crossing the Likoni channel is just something not for the weak, and it's planned to be at a 13.2 kilometer long project. Okay, and then they say the Mombasa Gate Bridge is intended to be one of the longest bridges on the continent. Oh, when I hear something like that, I'm like, okay, that is something to go for. It is something good, quite a good one in this region. At least you can be sure you're just going to cross the ferry. Apart from the Dongo Kundu, we have the Dongo Kundu also, guys coming from Nairobi, from the SGR, getting into the south coast. Most of them right now they're using the other side. But for the people who are just entering the Mombasa Island, let me say coming from Ukunda, they don't like to go all the way. Okay, let us proceed with the Mombasa Malindi highway, or rather a super highway, or rather a dual carriageway. Now, this is just to prepare you psychologically. The next time, or rather when this road is done and dusted, and then you are in Mombasa, you want to get into any of the hotels, let's say the Sarova White Sands, the Travelers, the Cyrock, and all that, the Bamburi Beach Hotel, I can't name them all, the Neptune. I tell you for sure, you really have to be careful with the markings, or rather the labelings, because if you just miss a turn, you find yourself very, very far, just like a thicker road. So once it's done and dusted, you'll have to observe that. And also remember, you're going to have service lanes, you're going to have footpath and all that. So this is really a nice project, and I'm so proud of it, being a Coastarian. Yeah, for some time back I used to be a Nairobian, and then I went to Kajiado. So for Kajiado, how do I say that? Kajiado what? But right now I'm a Coastarian. So we proceed, and as I said, you just have to be patient with this video if you really want to know how phase 1 of this project looks like. A project that starts at the Nyali Bridge all the way to Mtwapa Bridge, okay, or rather the Mtwapa Creek. And that is why I said when we started this video, it is going to be a bit exclusive, because I just want to show you, or rather I would like you to see how the whole thing looks like. There's some places that have been opened, some are not. You can see we are using the right. Hey, another thing I must appreciate, actually I told the driver, remember I'm using a matatu, not a private one, and this guy just understood the assignment. You know, I'm seated there at the middle, and I told him, okay, this is what I'm doing, and he was like, okay, fine, let us go. So I wasn't like, okay, I would love you to pass on the other side, because this is a public service vehicle. But all I can say, he did a good job. He understood the assignment. For someone who will be like, okay, now what are those Makuti things? Mombasa, or rather the coast region, it's hot. So if you put up your house and then you have a Makuti roof, you are good to go. At least it reduces the amount of heat that is going to get into your house. So we just passed, I think we passed the Bamburi Junction, yeah, the raised section, and we were at the top, so you couldn't see how the underpass looks like, or rather the lower part of it looks like. But when we passed the Nyali Junction, you are able to see how it looks like, and then you'll see how this place right ahead is going to be, and that is just the same thing with Bamburi Junction. You know, sometimes we call these things like an interchange, but they call it, or rather they say it is a junction, because I think for an interchange, you must have a road like a plus. You know, you can exit to the other direction, to the left, exit to the right, or go straight forward, but you realize in some of these places, it is not that way. It's like you come from the left, and then you just make a turn. It's just like a roundabout. So I would prefer to call it a junction. Yeah, I would prefer to call it a junction. We continue. Now we've gone to the right, and that is why I said my driver for the public service vehicle just understood the assignment. He's really trying. He's really trying his best, okay? When you see such a road being constructed, you might just think it is just a simple thing. At the moment they dig down and all that, oh God, I'm told they even have to test the soil. There's just a lot of it that goes on, something we don't see. They have to test the soil. Any engineer in the house, let me know the reason for testing the soil. I think I've forgotten. It's not I think, I have forgotten the reason for testing the soil. But they do the soil and all that. We continue with the ride. And remember when we started the video, I asked a question, or rather I posed a question, like if you went to my other video from Mtwapa all the way to Malindi. I have been to Malindi, yes, after the completion of the new road, but it's not a dual carriageway, because initially I thought it's gonna be like this all the way up, but no. So as we proceed, we are getting into Shanzu. In Shanzu we got a teacher's training, in Shanzu. If you're that student and you're dreaming of getting into Shanzu, become a teacher, then this is how the place looks like. And then several hotels along the beach. We got the Pride Inn. This is in Shanzu. Just several, just a lot of them in the north coast. This is where many guys can come with their family, with their girlfriends. Some come to do a wedding at the beach, which is a good thing, man. It's a good thing. Okay. So this is to the right. That is, as I said, that is the Shanzu Teachers Training College. I remember the last time I was here, it was still dusty. Wet. You wouldn't like it. And then the road here, you can see it's not complete. They still have to do a lot. And they say it is at 42%. All right, they say it is at 42%, so we just have to be patient. Just like Thika Road, we were patient. We waited, and it was done. You can even tell from the speed guys are cruising along this road. So I'm like, okay, wait until it is done. Just imagine you are cruising from the Nyali Bridge, you're going to Malindi, and it takes you about 50 minutes or 45 minutes. That can be good, because I remember the last time I drove from Mtwapa. Was it Mtwapa? Yeah, I drove from Mtwapa to Kilifi. It took me about 35 minutes. And I remember I was doing between 50 kilometers to 80 kilometers, because you know very well, whenever you are driving on a new road, you still, for the first time, you just have to be a bit slow. So that is how it took me. So you can imagine from Mtwapa all the way to Kilifi, 35 minutes, and then another 20 minutes if you have to get into Malindi. Now, what about from Mombasa itself? Let's say maybe an hour. Doing a speed of 70 kilometers or 70 kilometers, 60 kilometers an hour. So this is why we say this project, it's a game changer in the coastal region. I think there's a Shimo La Tewa right ahead somewhere here. Yeah, Shimo La Tewa prison. It's one of the prisons. If you find yourself on the wrong side of the law, they say you wouldn't want to be here. Another one, it's Manyani, and then Kamiti. That is what they say. I don't know. I've never been into any prison, but for those who've been there, at least those are the testimonies were here. Yeah, to the left, that is a Shimo La Tewa prison. And then right ahead, I can see the Mtwapa Creek, or rather the Mtwapa Bridge. All right? The Mtwapa Creek or the Mtwapa Bridge, which marks the end of Mombasa County, and then you enter into Mtwapa, not Mtwapa, Kilifi County. Yeah, I did say county. You know, there's a time you listen to your American friends and you're like, okay, what are these people talking about? There's one thing I was told. The reason why guys go to, let's say, America or the UK, and immediately they get that language, or rather they shift onto that, saying something like 20 and all that. May I have a barrel of water? The reason why they do that, because those guys, they won't even hear you. You go to a shop and you are like, May I have a bottle of water? They'll be like, huh? What are you talking about? May I have a bottle of water? They won't understand you. So you have to be like, okay, ma'am, may I have a bowl of water? It's kind of they're trying to swallow the words. And that is why when somebody gets into America, they definitely get into that system, because guys there, they won't understand. You know, they are the majority. So anyway, that is what I was told. I'm not sure. I've never been there, but that is what they say. So welcome to Mtwapa. Welcome to Kilifi County. If you're going to proceed, that is now you're going to cross into Mtwapa Center, and that road is going to be demolished because the dual carriageway, I mean the construction of the highway is supposed to pass through that. And then another good thing about this side, you see, we turned on to the left, and then at a place just before, is it before or after? There's a way bridge right ahead. We'll see in this video. That is where matatus, PSVs turn, or rather daladalas turn, and then get into now the Mtwapa Center. Yeah, I think so. Somewhere before, I think it's before. No, if you're going to use the Mtwapa Center, you are going first of all to pass the way bridge. So, it is before. See some nice construction, some nice houses onto this side. Hey, guys are really investing. Guys are really investing. Aki Mungu, wengine tulikosea wapi jamani? Wengine tulikosea wapi bana? Guys are investing. Huh? But anyway, as they say, everybody has his or her own speed. You don't have to be in a rush just because you see constructions coming up left, right, center, and all that. And then you tell yourself, you also need to be in that class. You don't know the owners of this house, how far they've reached for them to be able to construct such a thing, because it's not a 100 Kenya shillings thing. Dana, sir. Ni kukubali mahali tuko, siku moja ipo siku.
Tumeona ghorofa ya majengo. Sasa hivi tutafika haraka kuliko sisi ambao Town kweli. Ndio mama ndani.
We've just made the turn, and to the left, that is quite a familiar building. That is the Lambada Club right here in Mtwapa. So let me know if you've happened to stay in Mtwapa and you do remember some of the images. Let me know if you used to party at Lambada. Let me know in the comment section below. What do you think about Mtwapa, okay? And what I know for sure, Mtwapa, when it's hot, it can be dusty. It's not a place we would like to be. So I'm not so sure if the construction of the road, because it's going to cut across this section all the way to Watamu, Malindi. I don't know whether the construction of the new road is going to reduce dust around this area. You know, the coast area, sometimes it can be dusty. I'm just hoping it's gonna reduce, because some of the feeder roads, most of them are just too sandy. So thank you so much, guys, for always coming back to watch my videos. If this is your first time to bump into this channel, thank you so much. And if you are a returning subscriber, also I say thank you so much. Okay, we continue just a little bit before we end the video. The last time I was here, there was a new Naivas supermarket. Yeah, there was a new Naivas supermarket. That is I think that is the one. Yeah, that is a new Naivas supermarket. I don't know the name of the mall, but there's a Naivas supermarket there, which is a good thing. And also we have Quickmart. That's a route that can take you to some of the hotels. We got Quickmart supermarket. It was vandalized sometime back when we had the Gen Z's maandamano protests. Yeah. If you happen to see or hear a supermarket in Mtwapa was vandalized, then that is the thing. So what do you say about this project, man? Let me know what you think about it in the comment section below. You can also mention something about the Liwatoni Bridge that was stopped. They say it affected the the ship operations after the government spending a lot of money on that. This is a bus stage. You can see that is executive to the right. There is Baska. I remember there's a time I used Baska. Oh my God, you know, that bus has stages like all over. They tell you the trip, or rather your journey is gonna start by 7:30, so you have to be there by 6:30. My friend, hey, you're going to leave Mombasa at 10, going into 10:30. Have you ever experienced such a thing? I have experienced it, because these buses have to go picking passengers from Bamburi, Mtambo, Bamburi Mwisho, I don't know where, like 5 stopovers before you get into Mombasa, and then you have to wait in Mombasa for them to get their other passengers. Now this is a place called Posta, the famous Posta in Mtwapa, and then they have to wait for the other passengers, you know, with the luggage and all that. So sometimes we are just like, next time sipandi hizi basi zenu. And then next time we realize it is the cheaper option, you are back to them, okay? And then we got a Tamid, okay? So right ahead, I think that is where we got the turn to the left if you are coming from Mombasa. So I've just taken you around how the matatus do operate. And then on to your left, there's another famous club known as Club Kasarina. I don't know whether it's Club Kasarina or what, but it's just Kasarina. Hapa kuna kuhana maneno. Huwa kuna mambo hapo. Ikifika saa 7 za usiku, you're actually told no cameras. You're told no cameras. Now that tells you what happens there. So This is the Mtwapa Creek. This is the Mtwapa Bridge. And thank you so much for watching this video to the end. See you in the next.